Igbo must go, a Yoruba war chant that will not only fail but surely backfire. Hunger protest, the audacity of corruption and absurdity of governance in Zojuria. Well, my wonderful people, greetings to you all. Good morning. Once again, happy new day. TGIF, thank God, saying a Friday we day. We don't arrive, we are just arriving from somewhere around the corner. No one mentioned them so that they don't go find me, go there. But whichever way it is, I said it shall be well with all of us. We don't have time for more frivolities because today is going to be fire for fire. And today happens to be August 9 and it is Friday. In the year of 2024, let us go straight to the reason why we are here. There's no time for frivolities. The Hollywood movie House of Cards is a classic that exposes the political horse trading, betrayers, and the sellout. It is a mirror to the unethical and unprincipled nature of politicians. It unravels the lying nature of career politicians. The legendary classification of politicians as chameleons is undisputable. As in the Game of Thrones, their proclivity to play on the emotions of the people and eventually end up undoing themselves is displayed in full public view. These movies show the underlying nature of an average politician whose only inclination is how power is wielded and their total lack of interest in learning how it blinds, nourishes, and destroys. The Yoruba is a tribe, notoriously as a sellout, plotting always to take advantage of an engineered fissure between other tribes in the British contraption or British colony called Zojuria. Its main target in the scheme is usually the eastern region, especially the Igbo nation. Each political calculation is always to be preferred housewife to the chosen British slave, the Fulanese. This is perfectly in line with their ancestral footprints and a repeat of historical failures. Moving forward, from history, the Biafrans sold out a Lorraine Empire by being subservient to the Fulani. It ended in bloody conquest of present-day Kwara State, a state the Yoruba may never recover again. The present situation of things in British contraption is due to the hypocritical role the Yoruba played during the 1967 to 1970 genocidal war against the Biafrans. All they had to do to guarantee a better country was to refuse to go to war with the Fulanese. But they chose the former in their characteristic chameleonic nature, which have been up to date, according to the writer of this very news. As all the industries were decimated, as the harsh economic policies were held at the eastern region, they cheered on, hoping to take advantage and replace the only competition they fear from the umbilical cord. They stoked ethnic tension and divisions among themselves. The monopolistic existence of Lagos Seaport and International Airport, like Dangote, was more important to the treacherous Yoruba than a functional and progressive nationhood. They have played the religious card to their advantage, forgetting that it might backfire. They answer Muhammad to deceive the Fulani, and once power is ceded to them, they roll with Ikunle. They pretend to be Christians to die down uniformity of purposes from the Christian community. They are neither hot nor cold. That is the Yoruba nature. MKO Abiola played this religious card, but ended like Afon Jazz. This religious card has entrenched radicalism from the Fulani to the Yoruba, and this is their greatest undoing. The notion that somehow they will replay the 1967 to 1970 scenario by wiping up ethnic sentiment against the Igbo nation, geared towards a strategical plan to collect from the back door lands sold formerly to Igbo illustrious sons and daughters will prove unworkable. This is because of a combination of factors, as the diaspora expansion of Igbo nation, the lack of control and narration of media, and most importantly, the understanding that any other war in the British contraction will touch every region and ensure the demise of Lagos. The Yoruba do not want to lose Lagos. They would prefer the unofficial lose of 50% of Lagos through property acquisition than total and absolute destruction. If the Yoruba rascals really mean the threat they issued on the Igbo nation, we welcome it. It is in line with our rejection and challenge to the indissolubility of one Zojuria. But everyone knows that they are spineless and cowards. The Yoruba know by now that the treacherous life they have chosen will not only fail them, but will surely backfire on them. This gives them sleepless nights and make them panic. Message from the Family Writers International. Family Writers Press International. I don't hear them. This one is not from Biafra, neither is it from the, neither is it from the zoo, but from an international community. Hunger protest, the audacity of corruption and absurdity of governance in the Zojuria. For those who are disappointed with the Bola Ahmed Tinubu's speech about the ongoing end bad governance, protest in Nigeria, I say it is a pity, but let me assure you, you haven't seen anything yet. More insults are undoubtedly on the way. After all, how can we expect men who can't even manage a WhatsApp group to fix Nigeria's problem? It is simply impossible. Impossible. Thousands of Nigerians have taken to the streets to demand an end to bad governance. They are tired of the corruption, the incompetence, and the endless cycle of promises unfulfilled. In response, Bola Ahmed Tinubu delivered a speech that was supposed to address their concerns. Instead, it came across as an insult, a dismissal of their genuine grievances. But what else can you expect from leaders who seem more out of touch with reality than a WhatsApp admins who lost control of their group? The president's speech was a masterpiece of evasion and condensation. He acknowledged the protest, sure, but he did so in a way that suggests the protesters were nothing more than unruly children needing a firm hand. He offered vague promises of reforms, but anyone with half a brain knows these promises will amount to nothing. This is the same old song and dance we have seen from the Nigerian leaders for decades. And yet, some people are still surprised. Oh, the naivety, according to the information. Imagine you are in a WhatsApp group with Tinubu or Buhari as admin. How long do you think it will take for that group to descend into chaos? A week, a day, an hour? The thought is laughable. These are men who can't even manage a simple social media group. Yet, they claim to have the solutions to Zojuria complex problems. It is like expecting a toddler to pilot an airplane. It is absurd. The absurdity of it all is not less lost across various regions in Zojuria. They see through the facade, the empty rhetoric, and the hollow promises. They know that the real issues facing the country are beyond the grasp of these so-called leaders who have no direction. The corruption, the economic mismanagement, the insecurity, these are the problems that require real solutions, not just lip service or promises that never fulfilled. Let's take a step back and look at the broader landscape of Zojuria politics. It is a landscape filled with the characters straight out of a historical novel. We have leaders who parade their incompetence as if it were a badge of honor. We have politicians who promise the world but deliver nothing. We have a system so deeply entrenched in corruption that even the most well-meaning individuals get sucked into its vortex. In the protests, a ray of hope, they represent the voice of the people, a collective cry for change. But the government's response is to belittle and dismiss them. It is like the emperor who, upon hearing that the people have no bread, responds, "Let them eat cake." It is a level of disconnect that would be comical if it weren't so tragic. What does the future hold for Zogirians? It is hard to say. The protests are a sign that the people are no longer willing to tolerate the status quo. They want real change, not just empty promises. But will the government listen? Will they take meaningful action? Or will they continue to insult and belittle the people, hoping that the protest will eventually fizzle out? One thing is certain: the Nigerian people are resilient. They have endured decades of mismanagement and corruption, but they have not lost hope. They continue to fight for a better future, even in the face of overwhelming odds. And that, more than anything, is a reason for hope. The protests are a wake-up call, a reminder that the people will no longer be silenced. They demand real change, and they won't stop until they get it. But until then, let us see how it goes. Where the leaders are clueless, the people are frustrated, and the hope for a better future hangs in the balance. And maybe, just maybe, if enough people speak out, if enough voices are heard, Nigeria can begin to move towards the change it so desperately needs, which is only disintegration. And that is the only thing that can save Nigeria from this chaos. This message is from Family Writers Press International to the Zoo government and to anyone who cares to listen. So my people are here. We go take leave on. Make on enjoy this one as we prepare another Obonga news, because today, as I said earlier, it's going to be fire for fire. Friday is for the guys. Wednesday is for the ladies. So have a nice day and a good luck to continue to bless you and show you the way forward in this new day. My people. Have a nice day, please.